this is your homework. So we did all of these in class right here. If you didn't get the answer, if you don't know how to do it, see me at lunch. This part will be on your quiz tomorrow, so all of this here. Okay, some classes I didn't do this one. Good refresher. When you multiply, you have to add the exponents. So we have a base of 2. The exponents are the 4 and the 8, negative 8. So we have 4 and the negative 8. Because we're multiplying, we're going to add them. So, sorry. So the base stays the 2, and the exponent now is a negative 4. Because it's a negative 4 exponent, it can be written as a fraction of 1 over 2 to the 4th power. And that's your answer. Okay, so notice every time it's a negative answer, fraction. Now, once if you have a positive exponent, you leave it like that. It's not a fraction. Positive exponent, not a fraction. Now, x here, when you divide, here's the division. Base of x, exponent of 4 and 9. You subtract the exponent. So x to the negative 5. So because it's a negative, the negative goes on bottom, x to the 5th, and there's nothing, it's a 1. So if you have stuff like this, if this is your answer, the positive exponent of 3 goes on top, the negative goes on bottom. Okay? And each time, and if you have this, the number 1 stays on top, and this one goes to the bottom, and you got that as an answer there. Okay, that's the, and then if you have these, you distribute. When you have parentheses like that, you distribute, okay? And here, so 1 exponent of 1 stays on top, the k goes to the bottom to the 2nd power. This can be changed, it can be also be 16g to the 4th over 81. This is a more correct answer. But for this test, I'll be happy if you're able to do just leave it at this answer, okay? All right. In most classes, I finished this, some I have not. So here you use, anytime you have 2 points, you use point slope, solve it. You got this equation, compare it to this equation. We notice that the slope are the same slope, different y-intercept, and it's no solution. Here we notice the slope are the different, automatically one solution. Here we use substitution, so the y goes away, right? The y goes away, and we replace it with that, and then we substitute. We notice that it is infinite solution. Okay, if I did not do this, it's these are all cost. That's a cost, that's a cost, and that's a cost because it's in the same part as it says the cost. So because of per means times, 24 times x, x is the number of rings, we know it's y equals to that. So we know it's y equals. Okay, now this one, the second one, we gave, there's no per, but we gave sets of rings for a certain price. We know it's this type of problem. And they also tell you to go point slope first, and then you put it and solve it. And then the y-intercept for this is 0, and the rate of change is 40 rings for $40 for 1 ring, because your 40 is y over x, right? Your rate of change is y over x. So your rate of change, so y is the dollar, so that's why we put the dollar, and x is the number of rings. So $40 per ring there. Okay? Now, most classes I did not finish these. Some classes I did. So here, what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept for this line is y-intercept is equal to negative. Your y-intercept is -5. Okay, so the equation of this line is, if you had to write an equation, you're going down 1 over 3. Notice that, down 1 over 3. So your slope is down 1, I'll make this darker. So down 1 over 3 each time, right? That gets an x, plus your starting point, which is -5, your y-intercept. That's y equals. That's the equation of that line, okay? But then we want to write an equation that has no solution to the line. No solution means the y-intercept is the slope is the same. So we're going to look at the slope, and we're going to copy that. Y equals to -1 over 3x plus, and the y-intercept, you can't use -5, anything but, let's say, 1,000. You don't have to graph it, so you can make whatever. But make sure your slope is the same for no solution. Explain the process of finding the area of the shaded region. Okay, so let's do first a triangle. First, find area of the triangle by multiplying, or it's also base times height divided by 2 instead of length times width. A triangle is base times height divided by 2. Same thing, okay? By multiplying 12 and 5, 12 times 5. And divide by 2 to get 30 meters squared. Okay, we get 30. Okay, then we notice for the circle it's missing a diameter, right? So diameter is missing, so you do Pythagorean theorem. Diameter is missing. Use Pythagorean theorem. If you don't know how to spell Pythagorean theorem, just put the formula down. Okay. So A is 12, B is 5, C is D. We're trying to find diameter. Therefore, 12 squared plus 5 squared equals diameter squared is, so 144 plus 25 equals D squared. 169 equals D squared. Take the square root. Diameter is 13. 13 is the diameter. Then radius is 6.5. So area equals, or circle is pi r squared. So area equals pi times 6.5 squared. Next, find area of circle by multiplying pi times 6.5 squared to get an answer of, I don't know what the answer is. You get, okay, some of you Need to copy this verbatim. Okay. Pi times 6.5 squared is equal to 132.7. Okay, last add. That stays a 7 because the number after it is a 3. Last add 30 plus 137, 32.7 to get, oh, subtract. You subtract because there's a white there. Last subtract, not add. Okay. Subtract 132.7 minus 30 to get 102.7 inches, right? Meters squared. That's your total area. Okay, this one here, a triangle's base times height divided by 2. That's the base and that's the height. So a triangle's base is 17 times the height of 8 divided by 2. Area is 68 inches squared. Okay, then you have a rectangle. This is a triangle, right? Rectangle is an easy one. Rectangle area equals to the base times the height. So our length times with 17 times 9. Area then is 153 inches squared. Okay, last you add them. Total area is 153 plus 68. 100, total area is 221 inches squared. So explain that. First, find area of a triangle by find area of triangle by multiplying 17 times 8 divided by 2. Divide by 2 to get 68 inches squared. Next, this is number 2, rectangle. Next, find area of rectangle by multiplying 17 times 9 to get 153 inches squared. Last, this is third thing, that's the last thing. Last, add 153 plus 68 to get 221 inches squared as total area. Okay, and that's it.